Interesting. Interesting. It's saying we're up. I don't see anything. Oh, I need to mute my desktop audio. Thank you. Thank you. If I refresh the page, it should show me. No? No. I think it's just outright refusing. There it is. Can I edit details in this then? Edit video. Maybe it'll let me. Let's find out. It's not a crafting stream. I'll be great. Yes, but don't upload it after? I can change it to unlisted afterwards, can't I? Yeah. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. It's been a while, but I know what I'm doing. It's fine. It's fine. I hope. I hope. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, great. I'm just gonna close that off then. And move this over here so I can look at you. Hi, hello. It's been ages. It's literally been ages. I've done no YouTube things since November. I filmed like some end of year stuff in November that I never edited, so you've not seen it. Or you get to see my little. Do I have a fidget thing that I can? Because I don't like that it's just here. No. Oh well. Here we are. Yeah. Hi. I've not really read for YouTube, if that makes sense. I've read 5 books this year already. We're a good start. We're almost a book a week. This last week I've not really read anything, which is why we're not at a book a week, but we would have been otherwise. And I have not thought at all of YouTube things or Substack or websites or anything. I've not done anything like media related this year. But I thought, you know, these were kind of fun last year when I did a couple of these. So we'll do another, because I need to sort this damn pen out. I need to sort it out. And I thought, why not have a natter while I do that? I do need to get some kitchen roll though, because this is going to be a little bit messy. I did want to wash this out, so I'll just have to like leave you here when I do that. But you know, also this pencil case really needs a wash. So I went to a coffee shop the other week when it rained a ton, and so it's just kind of left these gross like watermarks on my pencil case. So I probably should wash my pencil case. I could buy a new one while I wash it, I don't know. But yeah, I am a bit of a fountain pen fiend, for people who don't know. I've not really talked about this on the channel before, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, so these two are some of my newest TWSBIs. So these are TWSBI Ecos. So the company name is TWSBI, TWSBI. I don't know their country of origin. I used to think they were a Japanese pen brand, but they might be a Chinese pen brand. But I don't know, because one of these is made in Taiwan and the other two are made in China. So I don't know. I have no idea. But this is the one I've had for the longest. So this is just like a black TWSBI Eco. I think it's just got a fine nib. I always assume it's a medium because it's a little bit bigger. It's just a fine nib. And it works perfectly. I use it constantly, all the time, for the past like 4 years. always using this. It's always got the same ink in it. It's just got Waterman's Intense Black ink. Relatively cheap ink, but reliable, good for newbies. If you're wanting to get into fountain pens, I would recommend to start with these, because TWSBI's as well, TWSBI Ecos specifically. Don't get into the vacuum fill pens because they get a bit pricey. But TWSBI Ecos, solid place to start. I know a lot of people start with Lammies. I had a friend who said she might give me her old Lammy. I don't think she's found it, so we'll have to wait. I would like to try a Lammy, but I just don't see it being like a daily carry or being something different from something I already have. Oh my god, that was shaky. They're not too different from TWSBI. They're like a step before TWSBI. So I don't really want to buy one. But I'll take someone's old one, that's fine. I'll be taking that, thank you. But yeah, this might need filling as well, actually. There's not a lot of ink left in it. This one I got last year. So this is a TWSBI Eco in extra fine. It writes so thin. It's my favourite. And it's cerulean, and you really cannot see the colour. Really, it looks like the colour of this one on camera, which is wild. But it's a lovely kind of deep turquoisey blue. That's better. You can kind of see it better there. Which is very similar to the plastic that my keyboard is made of. Very similar to this glass colour as well. You really cannot tell on camera because it is so different everywhere. But one of my favourite colours is like teal, cyan, cerulean, that kind of vibe. So this was very nice. And I found a very good ink match for it. I'm using diamine? I don't know. I think it's diamine. Let's just assume that's right. But it's Eau de Nil, which is French for water of the Nile. And it is such a perfect colour match. If I have just a random ass notebook, I can show you. This is my channel. Of course I have a random ass notebook. I shouldn't just open it to any page because I do like to use this actually. So maybe not like a fully blank page. Oh, look at that. I had my mum do a pen test in here before. So this is... You can tell it needs an ink refill. That's like the whole point of why I'm doing this. But it's very nice. It's very nice colour. And it very nearly matches. You cannot tell at all, but it does. I promise you it nearly matches. There's like no ink left. I know it looks like there's ink in it. It looks very much like there's ink in it. But it's just staining mostly. Yeah. I get this sort of staining with the Waterman as well, but not as much because you can see the clear bit in the water. So it's just it's a bit of a sticky ink, I think, that one. But I need to decide today if I'm going to use that ink again or use a different one, because I have a couple. Well, I have one that I've never used in a fountain pen before. I've only used it on calligraphy pens. And then I have another blue, which is my newest blue, which is in this pen. And it writes thicker than it should. And I think it's an ink problem, not a pen problem. So this is my newest TWSBI. This I got at the very, very end of last year. Don't you dare move the piston while I'm trying to open you. Good lord. God, that's so thick. So this is supposedly the same size as this. But you can see it's so much thicker. And for what? Which is why I think it's an ink issue. Because this ink does not behave the same way as the other one. And I don't know if it's just too soon to tell or if I am correct. I feel like I am probably correct. Because this is basically an identical pen to the other blue one. It's just a different blue. So I think maybe the ink is interacting in a different way. I did look at writing samples of this pen from when I first got it, and it's been the same thickness the whole time. So I think it is the ink for the other one. I'm hoping it is, because if it's not, then that's gonna suck. But yeah, there's still a decent enough amount of ink in this one, so we don't have to worry about this right now. There was a lot of air when I first filled it, but when I'm trying a new ink out, I don't want to commit to like a full barrel fill, unless obviously it's going to be a daily one that I'm going to use all the time. This one gets a full barrel fill every time, and I never wash it out. And it does very well for that. Given that I've maybe washed it out twice in the past 4 years, the fact you can still basically see through the barrel when there's less ink in it is very, very good. Whereas this one, the plastic is completely stained. Me on the daily. Anyway, so there we go. So those are my Twisbys. And then a couple, I mean, this is also my newest one. So when I got, so this is a sky blue Twisby. So I have black, cerulean, sky blue. I also got this pen at the same time as the sky blue Twisby, because I know I wanted another Twisby, I wanted another thin one. There's been a little bit of ink spill in the cap of this one recently, and I'm not entirely certain why. It could be heat, could be cold. It's been quite cold in the UK recently. And so the heating's been on, so it's been kind of up and down. So I don't know if it's just like expansion of air in the pen that's made it bubble out into the cap. I don't know, but it was not great. So this is, oh my god, what is this? This is standard 1911. Is it an EF? Yeah. Something I love about Sailor pens is that they put their nib sizings on the side of the nib. They put it on this little edge right here, whereas Twisby put it right on the stem of the nib. So if your nib is further into the pen, maybe than it should be, or maybe if it just fits that way, you can't really read what size it is, you just have to know, which is kind of fun. But so this Sailor pen, this is the thinnest one I have, so this is an EF. This other Sailor pen is an MF, or maybe it's just an F. I'm pretty sure it's a medium fine. Anyway, this was my newest pen purchase, the very end of last year, and I will try my best to show you how pretty it is. So it's a lovely kind of royal dark blue with the kind of golden brass on it. And then it's kind of got this like little silvery sparkles in it. Looks a bit like the night sky, which is quite fun. I did have the full name of it somewhere because I think it's a limited edition version. Don't quote me on that, I don't know if that's true. But the normal colour range for the Sailor Standard 1911s are black, red and blue. Not the same blue as this. They don't have glitter in them typically, so you know, that's fun. And then the ink in this is also Sailor ink. I got given a bunch of sample packs when I got my first Sailor pen, and they fit in every Sailor that I own. Those being that one and this one, so not to flex, but I have 2 Sailor pens. I'm so tempted to get another one, you don't understand. So this is another Sailor pen. It's a little baby one. It's like a pocket one, a bit like a Koiko. So it's a Pro Gear Slim Mini. Hot damn. It's in an medium fine. Yeah. And this also has a Sailor ink in it that is in a sample pack. So I bought this in an in-person store. I went in person and bought this pen. And they said, oh, we've not really sold many of these, so we've got a bunch of sample inks. Is it alright if we give you more than one? And I said, absolutely, it's fine if you give me more than one. I will take all of your free stuff, thank you very much. So they gave me 2 packs of 3 inks. So I have 6. So it's like 3 different colours and I have 2 of each. And they're all Sailor Manyo inks, which are different to, there's another kind of, Sailor inks, there's different ranges. So Manyo is a single range, and I think they have, oh god, is it 8 colours total? It's probably more, it's like 12 or 15 or something. I should just get I've got one right here. Let's just, you know, let's maybe give you some actual facts that I know. So this is the last one in here. Sailor Manyo ink sample. So I got 3 cartridges. One of them is in that pen, one of them is in that pen, and that's the third one. So Manyo Haha is the one in this one, in the Progress Slim. The Nadeshiko is the one I haven't used yet. I think it's going to be a bit like Bic Blue. There's a big thing in the Sailor, not just Sailor, in the fountain pen community where people try and find the perfect blue ink, and every time they've got to be like, god damn it, it's the Bic Blue, because it's the best blue. And the other colour that came with this was the Ume, this like deep kind of burgundy colour, and that's the one in this pen. 16. I knew it was 16. I should have said 16. I knew it was 16 colours. So these are all the colours in the Manyo collection, and the Manyo ink collection. They have 2 other ink collections, I want to say, but that's those. And yeah, so I just got a cartridge of each, and then I have a second sample pack somewhere else with the rest in, with another lot of each of them. So that's exciting, I guess. I haven't opened either of these up, so I don't know how much ink is left in them. When they run out, they run out, and I've got 4 colour ink sample cartridges left, plus 2 black cartridges that came with each pen. So they're gonna keep me going for a while. I won't need to buy ink for them for a while, which is great. And then I have piston converters, which are the size of the cartridge, and similar to, you can see this kind of little plunger on the TWSBI. When you turn this end, the plunger will go up or down, and it like draws ink back up it. Like you push all the air out and then you draw the ink in. There's a little cartridge size thing that you can put in here that does the same thing. So even when I run out of cartridges, I can still use them. I love that for me. Anyway, so there's that. So yeah, those are kind of my current ones. This one I low-key hate. Oh, it's so gross around the top. I was so excited when I first got this pen. This is a Ferris wheel press carousel. Now, Ferris wheel press make lovely inks, from what I've heard. From my experience, not lovely pens. Thing about this fountain pen, it's a push closure, right? It's not a twist like all my others are. You just fucking sheer force pop it in, pull it off, right? The problem with that is that the way fountain pen feeds work is that if you jostle them or shake them, ink's just gonna fly out the nib, right? And that's not what you want. You put that in and you get little splatters all on the top, and then you open it and it goes everywhere. It's just the worst, and I'm not the biggest fan of this pen, I won't lie. Another problem I've had with it is that, oh, that's such a lot of ink in there. How much ink is in there? So this uses a converter. So this is what a converter looks like, right? So this is the thing that you turn to make it go up and down. It doesn't hold it very well. Like, it'll slip out. Like, so this right now, I don't know if you can see the very end of it. It's kind of all crusted up. You can see that. You can definitely see that. On the top of the nib, just right here, all that ink has kind of dried and crusted on the top. Which is a strange place for it to do that, I won't lie. Like, you'd expect to do it lower down. Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying. Because the flow is bad, because it does crust up even if you use it regularly, the flow is just not great in this pen. So you shake it a bit to get the ink flowing. And the whole thing just kind of comes out inside the pen. And you just have fucking loose ink on the inside of it. It's like, what? So yeah, not the biggest fan of this pen. I colour matched the ink super well, and I can't even show you because I don't think it will flow. Nothing. Tiniest bit on the downstroke, not enough to actually show you. See, you can't see that. I can see the tiniest specks. You all can't see anything. Yeah, so a bit disappointed with this. I've heard great things about their inks. I've heard their inks look really pretty, and they do sell really nice ink wells that I'm very tempted by. But I just don't use my dip calligraphy pen enough. This is my dip pen. This is just the holder. You put like a little thing in it. Hello, Vocal Vol. I'm not writing anything today, other than just like pen testing. I need to wash this pen out and decide which ink I'm going to put in it. Exciting times. But yeah, Ferris Wheel Press. I've been told that their inks are very nice. From my experience, their pens are not. So that kind of sucks. But there you go. Righty. Let's get the inks out so you can actually see them. Oh, don't fall over. If you fall over, I'll scream. Okay. What do we got? Oh, we got a bunch. Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Okay. So these two inks are the ones in these two pens. You can tell I colour match so well because that's literally the exact same blue. I'm just so obsessed with myself. But yeah, I definitely think this ink, this Bow Blue ink, something about it. I think it's a wet ink, which just means I don't even know what that means. I know what it means, but I can't explain it. Basically, these two pens are the same nib size, but the lighter one writes so much thicker, and I think it's the ink's problem, not the pen's problem. So that is a little off-putting. I also didn't realise how light this blue is, because it's a very light blue. I know it looks quite good here, like it's readable here, but in every other notebook I have, it's not incredibly readable, and that kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. So I don't know if when that runs out, if I'll be using that as well. Let me just see if we've got... Yeah, so like this is all in the darker blue, but this lighter blue, I just don't know. It's okay in there. It's like, it's okay. It's just very light. So I guess we'll see. But there's that. So Cerulean Twisby. This is our problem today. This is the thing we're gonna fix. So Diamino de Nil is the one that's in it right now. It's a brilliant colour match. It's probably my favourite thing to write with and what is making this my like daily carry at the moment. However, I've got Ancient Copper and I've not used it yet. I've heard so many things about it. I've used it with my dip calligraphy pen and it's like, okay, but those nibs are very thin. I just wanted to smell it. The nibs are really thin and you're meant to get a sheen with it and you can't see it because it's such a thin line. But if I put it in a fountain pen, it might be a bit thicker. It might work. It might be a good time. See, that's just so perfect. It's definitely running out though. Like, it looks like there's ink in it. There's a teeny bit in it. But it's definitely, that's an empty barrel if I've ever seen one, you know what I mean? So we're gonna have to do something. These two, we don't have to worry about because they use a different filling system. They're on their own. We don't care. We don't care. I might refill this black one as well just because there's not a whole lot left in there. And I don't want to have to do this all again in like 3 weeks. This we're leaving because there's enough in there to be used. And it's a weird ink and I just don't know how I vibe with it. So we'll just let that be weird for now. But this one, we've got options. And I don't know. And look how nice those look together as well, by the way. It'd make more sense to fill this with one of them. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to use what's in there first. So I could just do ink colour match again. And when that runs out, put ancient copper in that one. But I don't know. Again, Bow Blue is the only ink I've ever used in this pen. I got both of them at the end of last year, and I filled to colour match it, and it writes weirdly thick, despite being the same nib size as my cerulean pen. They do not write in the same size. In fact, I think it's thicker than my regular fine Twisby, which is insane. It's weird. It shouldn't do that. It shouldn't do that. It should not. I also think just the wear and tear on this pen has ground the nib a bit, so it's squarer than it should be. But I like that because it's a vibe. Lovely. And this one. Oof. That's like this. It's almost thicker. It's almost thicker than the other pen. You wouldn't assume the blue one is a whole nib size thinner, would you? You just wouldn't. It's strange. It's so strange. Anyway. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do... And here's the other thing as well. Once that Bow Blue runs through, if I choose to put ancient copper in here, even if it is a pen fault and it writes thicker, you'll be able to see the sheen better. So maybe we just go with that and just keep the colour matching. It's a tough decision. It's really not. I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. Okay. I'm gonna grab some tissues and fill one of these with water. And just run this under the tap for a second, probably. And then we're going to fill it. And then, I don't really know. I don't really know what we're going to do. I kind of need to organise this, because this is it's a bit insane. Why is it like that? You know what I mean? I need to thin down, is what I really need to do. Oh, I love that Sarasa. Because there's not space for it. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, too many things. Too many things. I won't lie, slyly, I've got like a whole IKEA tub organizer pen holder full of random black gel ink pens that I've slowly been drawing from to take to work, because so many people are without pen at work and they just don't bother buying more. So I've been slowly getting rid of them that way, because I have refillable pens. I'm not going to use them. So that's been really great. I also found a ton of brush pens the other day that I forgot I had. And when I say a ton, I do mean a significant number of brush pens. This isn't all of them. There's like 4 more somewhere else. I'm not really a brush pen user, so I'm going to see if any of my artist friends want them. These, I've been told, are really good. They're meant to be waterproof. I haven't had that experience. They smudge quite a bit. So I guess we'll see. The Tombow ones as well are meant to be good, but who knows. I just don't have good experience with brush pens. They're just kind of not my vibe, I guess. This one's kind of fun. I don't know. Oh, never mind. This one has weird flow issues. And this is the other thing, is that like if you don't use them, you do lose them. So that's a shame. That was like basically new. Oof. Let's try this one. Oh, there we go. So the thing about brush pens is you get different widths depending where you push. And I just don't know how to do that. So these are going to go to a friend who knows how to use them, because I do not. Let's get some tissues, let's wash this bad boy out, and then fill it with an ink that I'm going to use. And then, I don't know, I guess we'll see. Be right back. Okay. Just ignore all the hard water in this. It's water. It's just, it's a lime scale. Just don't worry about it. It'll be clear any minute. I promise it's fine. Okay. Weird thing is the way it's emptied is unusual. There we go. There we go. I was going to say, I ran it under the tap and no ink came out of it, despite it being flushed. So I didn't really know what was happening there. But look at that. Let's see. There we go. Now, because I'm putting the same ink back in it, should be fine. I'm just going to make sure all the water is out. I'm just going to draw some air in. Spit all this out. Okay. I don't want to kind of like push on the twist too hard because it'll just remove the twists, which we don't want to do. We just want to move the piston. And if we get some paper kind of up on the top of the nib, and that'll draw some out from the top as well. Fun fact, so supposedly there's not meant to be any ink on the top plate of the nib in the feed. And what I mean by that, so this little bit here is the feed. So it's the capillary plastic that helps the ink draw up to the nib. And you can see there's a little V shape. That's an air bubble. Supposedly, the entirety of the nib, so that's the extra bit of metal in the feed, you're meant to see all the metal, even when it's filled. None of my TWSBIs have ever done this, so I don't know if I'm just like not good at it, or what, but it's never happened. And I've tried, I followed like online guides of like, this is how you're meant to fill it in a way that makes it do the thing, and it's just never done that. So I don't know. They're like, oh, you just kind of use a bit of paper towel and you draw up the excess ink from around the nib. But it'll just keep doing that because that's where the ink flow goes. So just kind of drawing up ink forever, which is not what you want to do because that's how you waste it. I do not like wasting ink, which makes me feel bad. That being said, I do have massive bottles of it, so it's not like that wasteful. Anyway, it's whatever. It's so like whatever. Okay, a normal person would probably flush it more, but seeing as I'm just putting the same ink in it, I'm not going to. Other people also like to draw, twist, and push air out. I don't do that. I did it once with my black pen, and I don't know, I ended up just drawing it out anyway later on, which I don't really vibe with. Excuse me if my head's in the way. I really don't want to spill this by accident. So pistons all the way down. Just gonna kind of plunge the nib in. You can kind of see through the bottle, so I just make sure it's like right in there. And then I'm holding the top of the ink bottle and the pen as I draw the ink up. Oh, that's a full pen, baby! Whoa! That is not a lot of air in that barrel. that's not a lot. Compared to the bow blue one, when I filled that, there's so much hair in that, it's insane. That is, yeah, that's really good. So I'm just gonna kind of dab up what's left, the kind of extra that's in the barrel, because it'll go on your fingers, and you'll get inky fingers when you fill a pen, but you don't really want inky fingers when you use a pen, especially if it's like a daily use thing. Just make sure that lid's on tight. Okay, lovely. Ink on my fingies. Put ink on my fingies. There we go. I like to just make sure it's not on the outside. If it's on the inner part of the pen, then I'll just drain it a bit like this. But otherwise, I don't really mind if there's excess on the inside, because it'll come out. Yeah, there we go. There's like movement on the feed there. Lovely, and a lovely clean pristine nib. You don't always get that. Look at that, stunning. Sometimes you get a bit left on the nib that you just can't get rid of. Not today. Not today. I worked it out. I worked it out. Uncovered your secrets. Okay, let's get that test page back up and see if it's writing incredibly thick. It shouldn't, but it might. Let's have a look. No, look at that. Yes! Skinny Legend. Perfect. It's almost identical thickness to before. Decent flow. It's not scratchy. It was scratchy before because there wasn't enough ink in it. Pigment is slightly duller. Could be because a little bit of water is mixed in. But with any luck, that should fade out pretty quick. Or even just like evaporate out of the pen, because that can happen too. That's not bad. It probably just looks lighter, because the other one, like, that's all the ink that was left in it. I can't spell. Indication. That's not bad. Okay. I can vibe with that. That works. That's a very full barrel. Damn. Full barrel, baby. Good stuff. Lovely. Hooray. And yeah, we'll just get the, I'm just gonna fill this a little bit extra, because I can. Oh, that's another good point actually. I do have a purple. I have a purple colour, a little purple colour right here. My Kawiko, I don't actually know where it's gone. Is it in there? No. No. Where's my Kawiko gone? Uh-oh. I don't actually know where it is. Oh, it's right there. Look at that. Of course, gotta keep it on brand with the cerulean Kawiko as well. Ugh. Yeah. This is a problem. It's a problem. I love this pen, but it's a problem. To be fair, that's really good flow. I thought it would have crusted up. I thought it was dried out, but no, that's pretty good. I forgot there was a cartridge in here. So Diamine, being the epic dealer of inks that it is, actually has cartridge inks. So this is this is Oxford Blue, I'm pretty sure. It's a lovely kind of dark blue. And then I also have Writer's Blood, which is like a really deep red colour. Kind of like a rusty colour. So my Kawiko used to have this purple in it. And it was a piston converter. So it's not part of the pen like the Twisbys have basically inbuilt pistons. You cannot really see. Oh yeah, you can. You can kind of see the purple moment. So this is just Waterman's Tender Purple. Crikey. That used to be in this pen, and it worked quite nice. But this, I gotta say, that Diamine is impressing me. Because even the Watermans would be dry, because I've not really used this. The fact it still flows like that is stunning, honestly. Noted. I'll be using those cartridges for a while longer then, I imagine. The other Waterman's ink I have is Intense Black, which is just a black ink. Like, I don't really know what else to tell you. I love the shape of these ink bottles. It's meant to be that when it's down to a certain level, so you fill it upright, but when it's down to a certain level you can put it on the side and fill that way. Supposedly it means it lasts longer for you to fill it. I don't know. It's 2 fluid ounces. Stunning. All these diamonds are 30ml. And they're stunning, and I love them. These could easily, if I filled this pen, I mean that ink fill is going to last me a year, maybe. It's because I have so many in rotation. When I only had this one and I used this on the daily, it lasted me 9 months per fill, roughly, which is still pretty good. And it's why I have such a big bottle of it. But as I progress in life and I realise which pens I love the most and which ones I use the most and which inks I like, because again, I've never used this one in a fountain pen. I've used this in one and it's not a nice pen, so we're gonna have to try it in something else. This is a bit wet. I don't know if it's the pen or the ink. I think it's the ink, but we'll see. Because standard wise, Diamine's pretty set. They've got a decent baseline for inks, and I've not had a wet problem with inks until now. I've only had it with Noodlers. I've got one bottle of Noodlers that I never use because it's a very wet black ink that I just can't deal with. Wet inks basically make your nib sizes just useless because it'll be thicker than it's meant to be anyway. It just pours out of the nib and it's not what you want. You want a controlled flow. Wet inks don't let you do that. So I'm really hoping it's an ink problem because I don't want to have bought a bad pen, but if it is, then that's kind of shocking. Ooh, shocker. But yeah, but I do love Eau de Nil. It's a very good ink. I like the colour of it. It works well with a lot of the things I have. When I was using the MD paper notebooks, it's almost the same colour as their cahiers, as their like their grid markings, which is pretty cool. I think the Sailor Manyohaha is closer in colour, but it's not, you know, still works. They're both similar. Why not both? It can be both. Okay. Oh my god. Oh. Good lord. Here we go. Right. I'm not rinsing this. It's just gonna happen. There we go. Ooh, a bit rusty. Oh my god. What do you, that's such a tight. Good lord. Oh, it like doesn't want to move. That's really frustrating. Okay. Hopefully it'll draw up a little better. It's like a rubber band, it like bounces back into itself. Okay. Oh wow. I've used a lot of this ink, it's like almost half the bottle now. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I kind of am gonna go on the assumption for the rest of my life that I'll always need one black ink, because there's some things that you can't use other like ink colours for. Okay. I'm just kind of like scraped the excess off the top. So let's get that gross towel again. And just kind of clean it off. That's pretty good, not much on the grip. There we go. Out from the top of the nib. Ooh, okay. Set it on the bottom as well. I think just round the nib housing usually is where the problems are. I do have a problem sometimes as well, there's fibres. I know some people like to dry their nibs off with like microfiber towels, which makes sense. I just could not foresee ever getting ink out of them, which I find worrying. But you know, whatever works, I guess. I think the downside of using paper towel is that you do sometimes, very rarely, get paper fibre in your nib and in your feed. Just not what you want. Not what you want. Trust me. Not something you want to happen. There we go. Oh, it's bubbling. Just burping my pen. Don't worry about me. Okay. I think that's good. I'm just going to drop that on the floor right there. Ooh. See, that is a bit wetter now than it was before. That write's a bit smoother. It wasn't fully empty, but it was getting close. So I figured I would just fill it while I was here. And that seems to have worked pretty well. So there we go. What a time. what a time. Nice. All right. Yeah, it has in the past. But that's really good. So these were the two things I got when I first wanted to try fountain pens, and they're still going. So tells you all you need to know, doesn't it just? I do think Bow Blue's a little too light for me. I would get a darker colour had I known it was that light. That sticker is off. Let's fix this sticker because that's not on there properly. Okay, there we go. Better. Near enough. Pog. Anyway, so that's that, I guess. I think the problem with it is that, and you do find this problem sometimes with thinner nibbed pens, is that the ink, because it's in a more concentrated spot, will appear darker because it's like a thinner line. Because this writes thick, either because the pen is at fault or the ink is at fault, the ink has more place to like spread, so it's lighter than it should be. And I think that's the problem. Maybe it's paper type. I think paper type probably plays into it as well, because it's thickish, it's thicker than it should be on here, but it's very pigmented, and it's probably because the paper is absorbing more compared to the notebooks I usually use. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Look at that. Smart. Like if we try, so this is a Leuchtturm. Lectern? I've always called them Leuchtturms. That's probably not it. And it's embarrassing because I do speak a bit of German. What is it? Leuchtturm. 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 Jesus. Like that shows up, you can see how different it is between books. It's darker. Weird. Weird. Yeah. And the ink settles differently as well compared to other ones. You can hear the scratch of that. You can hear the scratch of the thinner nib. They're the same size. You wouldn't guess. You'd never guess. It's weird, isn't it? How unusual. How unusual. This one's a little scratchy too. Yeah. I mean that, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But there you have it. I was going to organise this. So this is typically how I would have it. So I've got all three of these, because these two are daily use ones. Let's show you here. Move that. Move that. Lovely. These two are daily use pens. I use them on the daily. Who'd have thought? This one is the newest one. I'm still weird about the ink. So that's why it's not in a higher spot, because I'm still weird about it. And I'm very tempted to try it Ancient Copper in that pen once it runs out, but we'll just have to see. I don't like wasting ink. Some people don't really care, because if they've got a bottle of it, like they're going to use it again. I don't know if I'm going to use it again. I'm not like hyped for it. Also, can I just say, when you fill a pen, especially a TWSBI, it doesn't take out that much ink. Like this is barely below the sticker line, and I filled that pen twice. They go up to the top. They really do. However, this one is at the sticker line, and I've only filled that Ferris wheel crap pen once. Which is weird, because that is not barrel size. Like, how thick is that plastic? You know what I mean? Anyway, my sailors, my preciouses. Fucking love my sailors. Sailor pens are the best. Out of all of the fountain pens I've ever owned, Sailor is the best. Like, there's a reason they cost that much. You know what I mean? Always get them on sale. Always wait until they're on sale. I've never pay full price. That's my motto in life. Never pay full price. Yeah, for sure. There was, is it Pilot? Is it Pilot that do Vanishing Point? They've rebranded it as Capless, because I think Vanishing Point is like a, I don't know, it's like an IP name or something, so they've changed it. I would love to try one of those, but there is a company, Jinhao, that make dupes of them, which I've been told are also good. So do I buy the dupe, or do I buy the official one and wait until it's on sale? I don't know. I don't know. These are decisions I am not in the position to make at the moment. So there we go. Yeah, it do be like that sometimes. My little clampy. I love my little Pengo clampy. I don't use it as often as I thought I would, which is a shame, but I do use it, so there's that. Anyway, I found all these Tombow brush pens the other week. I got gifted these by one of my pen pals. Obsessed. She's great. So yeah, I wanted to put them in my pencil case so I'd use them. and then I haven't, so that sucks. But there you have it, I guess. Mild liners, I love mild liners. I love them. I absolutely love mild liners. I'm just obsessed with the colours. The colours bring me life. These 7 are like my go-tos. It should be 8. There's a green one as well, which is nice. It's a little neon though. I'm not a huge fan of neon, but these are great. I have the brown because I'm using a Hobonichi cousin this year, and February is basically this brown. So I've just been using that as like a little extra thing. But these, I have a reading journal for this year that I have not kept up with. I've only realised that just now. I've not been keeping up with that reading journal. But there's a colour code at the back, and I'm using these for the colour code. Because I can. I don't know where that green is. Like, it's meant to be right there. I don't see it. I got a grey. I don't know where that green went. Isn't that so strange? I'd expect it to be on my desk if it was anywhere. I can't oh wait. Oh wait. Is that it? No. Oh, there it is. It's gotta be that, right? Yes, it's definitely that. Is it? That looks like the neon one. Let's find out. No, it's that one. Look at that. Solving my own problems that I am the perpetrator of. Anyway, a little rainbow of mild liners that will totally fit in a row. Yeah. So these are like my 8 go-tos. But I also have the lighter grey. I have a darker one in the brush version, but I don't use the brush one. I don't use brush pens very often. It's true. And then the brown as well. The grey and the brown, top tier. If you have excuse to use them, then do, because they're good. And then I've got a bunch of Energels. These are just the ones that I'm using at the moment. Red and blue I'm using for when I do my Russian. Gotta get a good contrast for all the different Russian things when you're learning Russian. And then purple and orange because I can, because it's fun, because they're funky little colours and they're very readable. I of course have a ton of bluey teal colours in the Energels as well, which are very fun, but I just do not have excuse to be using them all the time. And they'll last. Like, I don't have to use them day to day for them to last. Because unlike my fountain pens, those inks aren't running out any day soon. At the moment, it's just my goal to like use things. Because you can buy mild liners individually. So if I just use them all until they're empty, then I can get my favourite ones. Which will be the orange, the blue, maybe the red and the yellow. And then I think it's that purple, because the other one's more magenta. And I don't really use purples a lot. But that's more of a lilac, which works for me. So yeah. Them's be the pens. I also have some page flags here and a Sarasa. My Sarasa used to be in this spot, but I'm taking these with me constantly now anyway. So there's not space for another one. I have thought about getting a different pencil case that has more bands in it. But like, why? You know? Why though? There was a pen case I saw and I cannot remember the brand of it. Is it Endless Companion? I want to Google this. Not my stationery nerdiness coming in clutch. I'm sure it's Endless Companion. Yeah, so they're leather, so they're incredibly expensive. Oh my god. But yeah, that's the kind of thing I would want, I think. So I think they have a loop, or even just like a... Ooh, weird. Yeah, admittedly that is a bit weird. Maybe not that then. What was it that I can't remember what it was. But there was a pen case I saw that was quite nice. It was similar to Endless Companion, but it's not that. No. Can we check on here? There'll be someone here. There was one that I was looking at the end of last year, but it went out of, I think they maybe went out of business because they didn't have it anywhere, and that was weird. Oh, there's new lammies. I'm just not gonna get a lammy though, you know what I mean? Holy crap, they've got limited edition Mont Blancs. They're literally an entire mortgage. That's insane. They're so pretty though. Rollerball? They're not even fountain. Are you joking? See, that annoys me. What do you mean? Okay. New Toasby's out. Alchemy Ink I've heard of, but I wouldn't get it. Ooh, product types. 10 cases. Oh no. the other one. It's the other one. The other pen case is that one. There we go. See, the thing is, I have pen cases. I just don't have ones with loops in. And loops is what you want so that your fountain pens aren't getting bashed around everywhere. Ooh, they've got new Retro 51s. See, I don't trust Estabrook. Oh, Lit Lab is meant to be really good for pen cases. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Oh, that might actually be, yeah. And Lit Lab's very cheap. It's on the cheap, baby. Get you some good stuff on the cheap. Whoa, that's a lot of space. Oh, is it a dual zip? I don't vibe with a dual zip. I'm so picky. I'm trying to remember. I mean, that's an EC. Maybe it is Endless Companion. I don't know. I have it written down somewhere, but God knows where. I low-key love the Rickshaw pen cases, but they're so expensive. And I'd have to pay imports on them. I'd have to pay import tariffs on them. Just, no, not happening. They're very pretty though. And you can get like matching, anyway, we're not going to talk about it because I'm not buying one. Oh, it's definitely not that, but that is very nice. It's probably a Hit Lab. There was one, is it Calio? Or something like that. Oh, that's the Koiko one. That's similar, but not it. It's probably the Calio. Oh, I can't even remember the name of it. Gosh darn. But it was basically, it had a little middle flap. It had bands, and then a pouch, which is what you want when you have an obscene amount of stationery. But yeah. Maybe it is Lit Lab. That's insane. That's vertical standing. Good lord. But yeah. And the other one obviously is the Rickshaw one. I did try to like make my own Rickshaw style pen holder, like pen case. It's massive. Like I need to take it down maybe like 2 inches or something. It's got pens in it. These are all the pens I don't use because I don't like them. Very pretty pen. Hate it. Hate it. Narula, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, Narula? Why are they so broad? Why are they so thick? Why can I not grip them? Like they're just round and I just hate it. It's just not the one. This I low-key love. I just can't write with it because it's so thick. Is it a broad nib? See, I don't even know. It doesn't even tell me. I'm assuming it's a broad nib because it's wildly fat. And that's just the problem with Nobler, is that they're made for big hands, and I have child's hands. Ain't no one using pens like that. It's just wild. Anyway, there we go. I need to stop looking at things to buy online, because we're still doing this. So, yeah. We refilled the pens, hooray! We can go home now. And I can get rid of this weird inky water before I accidentally drink it. Great. I would love to talk books with you guys, but that's kind of not what we're here for. I don't know when I'm gonna next be around though, so maybe I should. Maybe I should. I don't know. I read The Giver by Lois Lowry. It was a library read. I'm trying so hard not to use the library this year because I have too many things of my own to read. And it's kind of working, but not really at all at the same time. I read Sunrise on the Reaping, finally. I finished that in January. Suzanne, really, I think a lot of people disliked it because it felt like a cash grab. But I think, like, yeah, to a degree, yeah. It's a successful IP that's gonna sell. Of course it's a cash grab to some degree. But it's also, it's telling you things. And you gotta listen. You gotta be able to listen to be able to hear it. And I think some people just couldn't be bothered to open their ears. So there you go. What else did I read? I read Heated Rivalry and The Long Game. Can you guess why? I haven't read any of the others in that series, though I'm kind of tempted to. I've just been reading a lot of fic. Just a bunch of fic is all I've really been reading. Which is fine, because that happens. There was a fifth. What was book 5? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 10th Man by Graham Greene was the 5th one. Pretty short. I think it's like less than 200 pages. Been wanting to read it for a while. I mean, I'm sure at the time it was quite significant, but I don't know. Like, I liked it. I thought the style of writing was interesting, but, you know, it could have been a text, you know what I mean? Could have been an email, and you wrote a book, it could have been an email, but, like, it was written in the 40s, so, like, you know, never mind. Yeah, I have a ton of books to read. I have a short list for like the next 2-3 months, that's mostly just based off of the Amazon Goodreads like bookmark challenges. So The Wager, I started that last month. I'm halfway through. Before the Coffee Gets Cold is one of the eligible books. There's a lot of eligible books for these challenges. Song of Achilles is one of them. I started that in 2024 and I wasn't vibing with it, so I don't know if I'm gonna even try. Anthropocene Reviewed was on that list, so I'm kind of tempted, but I'm reading a non-fiction, so it's like, well, I don't know. Yeah, there's a ton. Handmaid's Tale, tried to read that last year. It's just too real at the moment, you know? I'm a dystopia fan, but sometimes it hurts. And I just can't read that right now. What else was there? There was another one. I don't remember what it was. Pride and Prejudice? Probably Pride and Prejudice. I wrote it all out somewhere. And that notebook is not here, so yeah. Oh, I think Mythos is on that list. I'm not gonna read Mythos right now, but it's on the list. A lot of things are. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how reading is going at the minute, and I'm pretty happy not feeling the pressure to make videos about it, which is nice. Because it shouldn't be pressure, it should be fun, but it is pressure, and it's a big expense. I'm tempted to just quit Adobe for a year and see if I can figure it out on a different system, because dude. Yeah. So we'll see. It's so frustrating. The editor I would have used has gone so full on AI that I don't even feel safe editing in it. Like, I'm not even using their cloud services, and they're gonna steal my shit, you know what I mean? There's gonna be a bot with my voice in a week, you know what I mean? So it's like, no thank you. So that's rough. But I just don't think there's not like property you can buy outright anymore. And I did buy outright that other one, and then they've like upgraded to a new version that is not the version I bought, so I can't use it. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? That makes no sense. It's wild. I was hoping that, because there's like that Canva Affinity thing that they put together, and I was hoping that that was going to be good, because they didn't mention AI to begin with, and I thought either they're going to add it all after they've got their user base, or they're just not going to use it. And I was right the first time. They just didn't announce it because they wanted a user base first, and they wanted free marketing, because people were like, and they've not mentioned AI, so maybe they're safe. And then they're not, because they are fully like generative bullshit. Like, why even bother? Why even bother? You're marketing towards creatives and using the shit that is destroying creatives as part of the thing. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. I really hope generative AI, it's not generative, it's theft. I hope it becomes like NFTs soon enough, where it's just the smallest niche market doing like whatever they can to kill the planet, and everyone else knows to stay well clear. Yeah, we can hope. But yeah, I'm hoping to get through a bunch of my books this year. We're doing all right. I've read 2 owned books, so 2 out of the 5 were owned. And I'm currently reading, I picked Mistborn up again, so I'm on the 3rd part of the first book, which is exciting, like chapter 19 or something. And I'm enjoying that. It's going well. I've got The Wager that I'm halfway through, that I think it's actually less pages than I think it is, because there's like 40 pages as an intro to Killers of the Flower Moon, which I already have. So, book in book, I guess. But yeah, but it's a very good non-fiction. It's a fun time to read, so that's great. But yeah, we're just vibing with it. I was gonna try and finish Private Rights. I don't want to. Yep. I've got Frankenstein that I'm finishing as well, to be fair. I think I'm 130 pages off. So a really decent week would probably get that done. It's just so dense, you know. I do enjoy a nice archaic literature moment, but sometimes it can be thick. It can be dummy thick, and I've got to eat my way through it, and it takes effort to read that sort of stuff. And like, you can feel your brain working. So yeah, that's what I'll have to do to finish that. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. I don't think there's really anything else to tell y'all. Nothing's really happening. I'm just not doing YouTube at the minute. Yeah. Like, I could, but I'm so busy. I'm not beating the busy allegations. Someone told me the other week, we were like I was trying to arrange something with one of my friends, and they're like, no, it's okay, we get it, you are busy a lot, so like, don't worry if you can't do whatever. And I'm like, excuse me? I didn't think I was that booked, but I guess I am, so that's why you're not seeing me round as much. But this is a fun time. Wasn't this great? You got to fill pens. We didn't even draw anything. We just filled pens. That's all we did. which, you know, sometimes you gotta just fill pens. And there we go. It's literally done now. I find it so funny. On the camera, these all look like the same metal, but these are silver and these are brass. They are very different. That is hilarious. I wonder if I move it closer, if the camera can tell the difference. Not really. Interesting. Oh well. Oh well. So there we go. I'm gonna end it there before I ramble too much. Already have, my guy. It's been an hour. Yeah. Great. Hope you guys are doing okay. It's rough in the world at the moment. So please take a moment for yourself if you can find the time before the moment tries to find you and you can't have a choice in the matter. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I'm gonna maybe go read some Mistborn now. It's 1 PM, that's not bad. Yeah. And I'll see you when I see ya, which probably won't be for a while, just a note. But yeah, we'll get there eventually. Hello. Bibhashri. I am from the UK. I'm British, unfortunately. Yeah. And unfortunately you have joined right as I'm about to end the stream, I'm so sorry. But I hope your day's going well. Yeah. I don't have any plans for uploady things anytime soon. But you never know, summer might not take me out as hard this year. I think my camera battery just died, so that's not gonna move. Oh well. Perfectly timed. But yeah.